Should Shannon Sharpe be judged for being with a younger woman?
Yes, among other things, but for sure, if that's our jumping off point, absolutely. I mean, he should be judged.
Because she's younger because she was a teenager.
He should be judged for being with a teenager at 56. Like, how old?
I think he's 54.
Right. I think I will reserve the right to judge that.
So that when people come up with the whole, it's not a legal thing.
I just think that if you are the type of person that's pointing to legality when a 54-year-old man is like engaging with a 19-year-old girl, like, I don't even know what to say.
So my viewpoint on this has evolved over time, over the years.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's room for older men to be non-sexual mentors and assistants to younger people.
For sure.
Right? Like I've seen it where a woman said, a woman, like it scares me sometimes when a woman says, hey, this guy was networking with me and offered me a job. It scares me that I automatically think there's a sexual component to that. Right, and I don't think that's fair. Because it's also disrespectful to the man because maybe he really is just like, no, this is what it is. There's a season of Survivor going on right now. This guy named Joe. And there was this younger girl and, in Survivor, like, oh, you're my number one. And he said, like, she reminds me of my daughter. Mm-hmm. And she had come to him early in the season and said, oh, I struggle with, I think she said anxiety. Mm-hmm. She was, I struggle to know when people lie and I get these panic attacks. And he has an aside where he goes, for her to come and trust me with that, I'm going to do for her what I would want a man to do for my daughter. I have her back. Yeah. And there's nothing sexual about that. Mm-hmm. And that's an older man and a younger woman. Right. So I think that there's a beauty to like that level of protectionism. Right. I know sex complicates things. Right. And I'm not necessarily saying Shannon was trying to be a mentor. Right. I just don't want us to merely dismiss it as like evil and wrong.
Okay, listen, Shannon Sharpe is the jumping off point. So have you listened to the audio recording of him saying he's going to choke the out of her or?
By that point, they were already in a sexual relationship.
He wasn't mentoring her. I think we can, I don't know that that's the hill we want to die on of mentorship. And I also think that it's like, why can't we just say, no, like he's weird. He's weird and what he did was weird.
Men 18 to 65
and that's weird.
All find women in their early 20s attractive.
That's
20 to 25. It's like a statistic.
But okay.
18 to 65 on average, all men across all that age find women 20 to 24 or 25. Right. Physically attractive.
And what did women you say about women? Right. There's a sliding scale.
They slide the scale. Yeah. Right. So women, I think it's 18 to 30 are within an age range of 2 to 5 years of their own age. They like age-based relationships. Same thing. The idea is that women like men around their age within a range of 5 to 10 years. Yeah. And it slides up as the older they get. So a woman 65 doesn't find a man in his 20s attractive. Mm-hmm. Like it's a very fringe percent.
I would just implore those men in that study, like look at the woman holistically. Think of attraction as emotional, intellectual, and physical attraction, all firing on all cylinders. And maybe you won't find yourself caught up with a 19-year-old who's trying to shake you down, Mr. Sharpe.
So you think that this is so you think Shannon Sharpe's
an idiot.
So his issue is not based on a woman tricking and trying to embezzle money from him.
I think
it's based off his poor decision of being sexually attractive to a younger woman who was attempting to be sexually attractive to him.
I think Shannon Sharpe's issues predate what's going on right now. And I think it's all just finally caught up with him, for sure.
So you think it's an issue when a man is attracted to a younger woman?
I think.
Or is it that she's a teenager? It's not younger, right? If she was 24, would you feel this way? It's 20 years. No, 30. Oh my God.
I don't know. I would still feel weird about it. I think that it would be unsavory. It would be something I think is weird and would judge. But as soon as it's a 19-year-old girl.
I don't think she's 19 now. I think she's 22 now. But they met at 19.
Oh gosh.
I just want to be direct.
Okay. No, I think that's wrong. I do think that's wrong. And also, especially because I think I told you, when I heard the clip, the thing that struck me most was like, oh, this sounds like a very young woman. Yeah. Like Shannon Sharpe's going back and forth with a bratty little teen right now. Okay.
No, because she was doing the whole baby voice soft talk thing.
The whole baby voice. She's 19. She just finished getting ready for the senior prom. She's doing a baby voice. Like what? No.
I just think I think it's dangerous to assume age difference is the core of wrong, you know? Like, I agree with you. We've evolved as society. There's a lot of things that used to be legal that aren't legal anymore. So if you're a man and I ask you something about a partner that you're with and your only defense is it's legal,
right?
I do think there's something fundamentally wrong with that. You should be able to say other things.
Yes.
We love each other. She's smart. She helped me with this. Something.
Right. Even you know that it's not just about it being an age gap relationship. Like, no, age gap relationships don't need to inherently be dysfunctional. But I think a 54-year-old man with money and status who's like sniffing around a 19-year-old girl, like, I think we can say that that's...
You make it sound like such a predator.
Wrong. I think it's predatory. Yeah, I do. I think there's something like wrong with you.
There's something wrong
they
with him.
They had an ongoing relationship. This wasn't a one-off lapse in judgment. This was like a conscious choice that this full-grown man was making.
Okay, what is an acceptable age range? Just to put a bow on this, what is an acceptable age range for men to date?
An acceptable age range.
And any factors you think that might impact that? I don't want to pigeonhole your answer.
It's like hard to say because I don't know, but I guess that's like, I don't know that there's a definitive age. Like, okay, I guess you could say legally 18, right, is the cutoff. But I think that it's a bit more nuanced than that in the real world when you're like actually engaging with other people in romantic sexual relationships.
So this woman, I believe, worked as an OnlyFans professional, selling, as I understand it, sexually suggestive content.
I also, that was so funny to me because that was really cute in the video where he like threw that in that she's an OnlyFans model and it was so transparent. Like he's trying to like discredit this teenager. Like, okay.
You think he said that as a measure of discredit? Like you think he said it to say, oh, like.
He has an understanding of what we think societally about the type of young women who might sign up to be like OnlyFans models and how automatically people are like, okay, so that makes her less 19. The fact that she had an OnlyFans page.
I have to check my bias.
Makes her less of a 19-year-old. Like, I don't think so. There are 18-year-old girls fresh out of high school that are signing up for OnlyFans. But if you're subscribing to their page and you're in your 50s, you're a weirdo.
If you're selling sexual...
You're a weirdo.
You don't think there's a... Oh my gosh. You don't think that there's a difference between... Again, she's not 19. When she was met, they were 19. She's in her 20s. There's not a difference between a 21-year-old woman that has been actively selling content on OnlyFans and existing in that space and in that world versus a woman who's 21 and just left college?
I mean, I think even to have this conversation about like OnlyFans, girls signing up for OnlyFans and whatever else, it's like you kind of have to zoom out. It's like there's a market for it. There's a market for
a lot of things.
18 and 19. But is that right? Or is that...
The market for women selling sexual content, barring it being illegal...
A teenager. Yeah. There's a market for that. Yeah. Down the barrel of there's a market for that. That's where we're at.
Hold on. So, okay. Are you saying that only women... So are you saying only women 21 and older? The feeble-minded
Shannon Sharpes of the world don't need there to be a market for that.
Are you saying that only women 21 and older should be able to sell sexual-based content? 21 and over. Is that where you're sitting with it? The American legal drinking age?
No, I don't. I'm not saying but okay. I think just within the question, like the initial prompt, can I say that what Shannon Sharpe did was wrong? Yes. Do I think it's right? No. Okay. Do I think that we exist in a world where an 18-year-old girl can sign up for an OnlyFans page? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I think that, teenage girls do engage in like sex work or whatever as a means of survival? Yes. And am I going to begrudge them for that? Absolutely not.
But you begrudge the clients?
You don't think
that's unfair?
I do not.
You reserve the right for a woman to sell what she can sell, essentially,
her
for survival,
her body.
But you vilify the clients purchasing that service, that legal service?
I think they're weird.
Yeah, but that's a judgment call. That, like, okay, sure, judgment call, but that's not.
I'm gonna judge you if you're in your 50s and you're doing that.
But it's legal. I'm allowed to buy this.
Oh my god. Okay, we're appealing to legality again.
We're talking purely. We're not talking about the relationship. We're not talking about the relationship. We're talking about his ability to, as a client. I don't allow us to create an industry, support an industry, provide laws that protect that industry, allow that industry to be digitized, right? To be a multi-billion-dollar industry.
But you also have
but then vilify the people who are supporting that industry. I'm not gonna allow the internet to promote all the OnlyFans models who are making $20 million, $10 million, $15 million, saying that they're up now, blah, 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 blah. And then also shame the men that are making that possible.
But I also think it's
and
like
women. I don't, everybody.
I think there are a lot of men who are buying and
It is a
purchasing
lot.
this
I
content.
think OnlyFans is like 80% men or something. So no, I'm not gonna say. Now that we've gone there, no, it's not. He's him doing what he's allowed to do. Let's take away all the details. Him doing what he's allowed to do is not in and of itself wrong. Was this whole situation, considering other factors,
he's
stupid?
allowed to do was not in and of itself wrong.
No, unless somebody could show me that he coerced her into being, which I guess is the nature of the lawsuit. Unless somebody could show me he coerced her into a relationship and an interaction with him that she did not willingly choose to be a part of, then I would not say that him in and of itself being with a younger woman is wrong. He's allowed to do that.
He's predatory.
That's a label that you're allowed to apply.
He's allowed to do what he does, and then we're also allowed to collectively shame him and say that he's predatory. He's also allowed to lose his job and get dropped from or walk away from ESPN. It's like, if you can't hold yourself to a certain standard, I guess the morality clause will.